When it comes to football discussions, none are more fierce than the GOAT debate. Everyone has their opinion, and it's impossible to prove who's right and who's wrong, apart from those who pick Nicklas Bendtner as the best ever. But how about the GOAT in every position? Well, that's a little more straightforward. There are still complications in comparing across eras, but at least we can contrast players who had similar roles and duties. So, without further ado, who's the GOAT in every position? Goalkeeper. These days, any goalkeeper who spent his entire career at Dynamo Moscow wouldn't be in the GOAT debate. But football and the world was a very different place in Lev Yashin's days. Despite never playing in Western Europe, Yashin is the best goalkeeper in history. Nicknamed the Black Spider because of his all-black kit, the shot-stopper from the Soviet Union revolutionized his position. Yashin was a real presence between the posts. He closed down strikers in one-on-ones and helped his team start attacks. He organized his defense and came off his line to catch crosses. Those things might sound pretty normal in 2020, but they were rare when he started doing them in the 1950s. Yashin's reflexes were incredible. They helped him keep more than 270 clean sheets between 1950 and 1970. He was a penalty-saving expert, keeping out over 150 spot kicks in his career. Gianluigi Buffon pushes him close. The Italian legend is the best goalkeeper of modern times, but Yashin is the only one to have won the Ballon d'Or, which says it all. Right back. Many of the contenders at right back are from Brazil. Djalma Santos, Carlos Alberto and Cafu. Javier Zanetti of Argentina was also one of the best. Germany's Philipp Lahm is another all-time great. But the GOAT at right back is another Brazilian. Step forward, Dani Alves. Alves definitely wasn't the first attacking right back. Djalma Santos was breaking forward in the 1950s. Cafu took it to another level in the 1990s. But Alves attacked in a different way. He didn't just rely on speed and physicality. He also had world-class technique. At Barcelona, he was a playmaker at right back. His relationship with Lionel Messi was superb. Alves' importance to Pep Guardiola's legendary Barca team shouldn't be underestimated. His collection of medals is pretty ridiculous too. Alves has won 43 trophies in his career, making him the most decorated footballer in history. Left back. This one is easy. Ask 100 football fans who the GOAT at left back was, and at least 95 will give you the same answer: Paolo Maldini. Maldini might even be the best defender, full stop. He also played at centre back and right back. Incredibly, the greatest left back in history was actually right-footed. Unlike Dani Alves, Maldini wasn't a world-class attacker. He was technically gifted, but he never bombed down the wing like Roberto Carlos or Nilton Santos, or built the play like Marcello or Ruud Krol. But when it comes to defending, Maldini was a class apart. It was almost impossible for wingers to get past him. The most amazing thing about Maldini was his consistency. He made his debut for AC Milan in 1984 and retired in 2009. Throughout that time, he maintained the same level of brilliance. Centre-back. Italians are known as the kings of defending, so it's no surprise we've chosen Maldini's AC Milan and Italy teammate as the GOAT centre-back. Franco Baresi had everything. He was a complete centre-back despite being only 5'9", much smaller than most players in his position. Baresi was strong in the air, tough in the tackle, and an intelligent reader of the game. He could win physical battles with strikers, but he usually didn't have to. The master Italian was always one step ahead. Baresi was also comfortable in possession. He had a fantastic range of passing and helped start attacks from the back. Franz Beckenbauer was probably even better as a ball-playing centre-back, but Baresi is the GOAT because of his wide-ranging qualities. Defensive midfielder. The defensive midfield position says a lot about a team's overall style. Some managers prefer tough tackling destroyers, others go for deep-lying playmakers. Graham Souness was world-class as the first type, so was Claude Makelele. He was so good at breaking up play that he had the role named after him. For deep-lying playmakers, Sergio Busquets, Josef Bodzic and Fernando Redondo are GOAT candidates. But the best ever defensive midfielder is Frank Rijkaard. He had every attribute you need in that position: strength, athleticism, intelligence, technique, speed and style. Rijkaard is an Ajax legend. He was also part of Arrigo Sacchi's legendary AC Milan side in the late 80s and early 90s. They're one of the best teams of all time, and Rijkaard was one of their best players. Central midfield. Central midfield might just be the hardest position to play in football. It's definitely the one where you need the widest range of skills, and Lothar Matthäus had pretty much all of them. If you're looking for a pure playmaker, Xavi Hernandez, Andrea Pirlo and Didi are the players for you. But for a midfielder who could grab a game by the scruff of the neck and bend it to his will, Matthäus was the man. The German could pass, tackle, run, shoot and intercept. He played at the highest level for 20 years and scored almost 200 goals in his career. Matthäus never won the Champions League, but he did lift the World Cup in 1990. The same year, he won the Ballon d'Or. Attacking midfielder. Now, this is where it gets interesting. Choosing the GOAT at attacking midfield isn't easy. How can it be when you've got legends like Johan Cruyff, Eusebio, Michel Platini, Ferenc Puskas, Zinedine Zidane, Zico and Alfredo Di Stefano to choose from? Di Stefano is especially unlucky to miss out. Just because he played a long time ago, it doesn't mean he wasn't world class. The Real Madrid icon was a true great. But the GOAT in this position is Diego Maradona. He wasn't always well behaved off the field, far from it, but on it, he was a genius. Maradona led Argentina to World Cup glory almost single-handedly. He then did the same at Napoli, winning the club's first 2 Serie A titles. Maradona was one of the most technically gifted players ever. He was also one of the best dribblers. The ball looked as if it was glued to his foot. It's a shame he never got a true crack at the European Cup. But when it comes to attacking midfielders, Maradona was the greatest. Right forward. From Maradona to Messi. Yeah, that's right, Lionel Messi is the GOAT right-sided forward. And that shouldn't really come as a surprise. Of course, Messi is far more than just a right-sided forward. He's not always played in that position either, but it's the role that fits him best. The Barcelona forward has been playing at a world-class level for more than a decade. Even if he'd never scored a goal in his life, his dribbling and passing would make him one of the best ever. The fact is, he's also scored quite a few goals, more than 700 for club and country. One underrated aspect of Messi's brilliance is his decision-making. He rarely makes a bad choice. That's part of why he's so great. If Messi wasn't an alien, Garrincha would probably claim this spot. As the Uruguayan writer Eduardo Galeano once wrote, "In the entire history of football, no one made more people happy." But as good as Garrincha was, Messi is in a league of his own. His 6 Ballon d'Ors make that perfectly clear. Left forward. Well, we hope you're sitting comfortably. Before naming our GOAT at left wing, we should tell you that it isn't Cristiano Ronaldo. CR7 is definitely unlucky. His goal-scoring record is incredible, and he was also a world-class dribbler at his peak. Ronaldo's undoubtedly a top 5 GOAT contender for all positions, but so is Pelé, and that's who squeezes him out for this position. Just like Messi, Pelé wasn't a winger. He was an all-round attacker who drifted all over the pitch, but in today's game, he'd be used as a left-sided forward. Pelé claims he scored more than 1,000 goals during his career. It's not that many in official games, but he definitely got more than 700. Pelé could score with his right foot, left foot and head, but he wasn't just a goal scorer. He created chances too, and was an amazing dribbler. He's also the only player to win 3 World Cups, a record that might never be beaten. Striker. If we were making a fantasy team, we could put Cristiano Ronaldo at striker, but if we're deciding the GOAT at striker, we've got to pick someone who played the majority of their career there. That's why we can't really consider Ferenc Puskas or Eusebio either. The position they played was more like an attacking midfielder in today's game. So now we've got that out of the way, it's time to introduce the GOAT striker. Brazilian Ronaldo. Ronaldo was a force of nature. He changed the way we view centre forwards. Instead of just hanging around in the penalty area, he moved all over the pitch in search of the ball. His speed and dribbling skills earned him the nickname O Fenomeno, the Phenomenon. It's a huge shame that injuries prevented Ronaldo being even better. He lost 3 years of his career to knee problems. It just goes to show how brilliant Ronaldo was that he's still the GOAT striker. Gerd Müller deserves an honourable mention. His goal-scoring record was insane. 68 in 62 games for West Germany is frankly ridiculous. Marco van Basten and Romario are up there too. But Ronaldo is the number 1 when it comes to number 9s.